Welcome to YIMBY Nation, a podcast exploring U.S. housing and the roadblocks to building more equitable neighborhoods. Join Jimmy, Peter, and V as they, and special guests, offer their unique perspectives on building more diverse communities and addressing the social problems that emanate from the lack of decent, safe, and affordable housing. Our hosts have served in the fields of advocacy and nonprofit, public, and private development, and are driven by their passion for community empowerment. Join the conversation and share your thoughts on social using hashtag YIMBY Nation.
Welcome to YIMBY Nation podcast. Today, we will speak to our guest about what it takes to be a business owner in 2022. Sadie Marshall is the founder and owner of Sadie Professional Cleaning Services, LLC, located in Hamden, Connecticut. Sadie and her crew recently started in a new series TV show called Dirty Rotten Cleaners on A&E. Sadie has a 5-star rating on all of her social media platforms, which is not easy to get. She started her business in 2018. Business owners faces challenges such as racism and difficulties in accessing capital. The Kellogg's Foundation report says that the opportunity gap for not closing the racial gap costs the U.S. $8 trillion in GDP. Despite these obstacles, Sadie has beaten the odds and established a successful enterprise. Welcome, Sadie. We are very excited to welcome you to today's YIMBY Nation episode.
Thank you very much for having me, V. I'm so excited to be here.
Awesome.
Welcome, Sadie. I'm Peter Wood. Glad to have you today. Nice to meet you.
Jimmy.
How you doing? Good afternoon, Sadie.
Very nice to meet you, Jimmy. How you doing?
I am doing fantastic.
Thank you.
So, Sadie, please tell our listeners who may be aspiring to start their own business what you do and how you got started. I know that I first met you when I was running the Elm City community, the resident-owned business program.
Mm-hmm. I'll never forget. It was the first meeting that I ever had with you, and you pulled up and you were like, meet me outside, and I'm parked outside. And I went outside and, at that time, I didn't have a job. I was volunteering, trying to make positive system changes within the mental health system for children. Just a lot of volunteer work, no income coming in. And I went outside and there was this brand new Mercedes-Benz, and you had like this mini skirt and high heels on and business attire. And I was like, wow, I was so impressed. And I was like, I am like nothing to this lady because she's like so high powered. And I got in the car and you just treated me like a human being. And you told me about the resident owned business program through the FSS program, which is this Family Self-Sufficiency program. And that's with Section 8. And so I was with that program and I was interested in taking the business program, and I spoke to you. And like I said, I'll never forget that meeting because you treated me like a human being, and you told me, you got me all like amped up and hyped up. You're like, you can do this, I'm going to help you. And, I'm going to tell you what to do, and you're just going to have to do it. And that's it. And I said, you know what? I'm ready, V. I'm really ready. And the way that you treated me and the motivation that you gave me, that really helped me to boost me and to give me the motivation to do everything that I've done so far. I look up to you in so many ways.
Well, I absolutely love working with you. It was such a rewarding feeling, and the mutual feeling is the same, because when I first met you, you had all the energy. Like, you remind me of myself. Like, you're like, oh my God, let's do this. And I was like, oh my God, this woman's got it and she can do it. And really, there was like no other way that I could have seen this except the way it is right now, because you were just so driven and you were not going to give it up for anybody. You were just going to go and be empowered. And you've done such an amazing job. Like, I love what you've done and I love what you continue to do. And I cannot wait to learn more about it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And like I said, if that moment in time, if I had met anybody else and been treated any differently and not had been given the motivation through your words and with you sharing your stories and things that you've went through with your business, I probably wouldn't be here today. So everything aligned, the stars were all there. So I'm just grateful to God that I even have you as a great friend to this day because of, everything that you've done for me and your mentorship. And I just love you.
It's been a pleasure, working with you.
Thank you.
When I was working with the New Haven Housing Authority on the Resident on Business program, I think, the rewards that I get, meeting like you, meeting a few other ladies that have done so well with their business. It's just such a powerful program, and it makes a real difference, as you can tell. It makes such a significant difference, and I'm just glad I was a part of it. And I'm glad that you worked so hard because it makes me feel good. It makes me feel that, wow, this is great. We did it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Jimmy.
Okay. First of all, I'm going to pat myself on the back. Both hands, because I have the honor of starting the Resident Business program.
You sure did.
And hiring its first consultant, who shall remain unnamed, Ms. V. So I'll take an assist on this here and pat myself on the back, okay?
Okay, wonderful.
Podcast to know that.
So you paved the way for the resident-owned business program.
I did. Yes, I paved the way. That is correct. I smoothed the landscape for all.
Sadie, it's true what they say. It takes the village.
Yeah,
it really does. It takes the village. As Jimmy mentioned, Jimmy started and spearheaded the program along with Elm City Communities and Karen DuBois Walton, New Haven Housing. And it's just a whole bunch of people that just all have the great intention of seeing everyone, succeed. So yes, you're right. Jimmy, absolutely. Elm City Communities and, Karen, if you're listening to this, absolutely. This is the reason why we're all here.
And I really want to say thank you to the Housing Authority, to Maria Carmona, Carolyn Dorr, E2, Karen DuBois, everyone, because like I said, I was just no career. I knew that I wanted to get into something and make money and do something that I love to do. But this opportunity to take this business program has truly changed my life. And I'm so grateful.
I'm going to move on to something more seriously, but I'll also pat myself on the back for that too, because all those individuals you mentioned, I also hired all of them as well. So I'll pat myself on the back. I'll pat myself on the back once again and move on. So running a small business, when we started this program, we weren't quite sure of the success because 20% of all small businesses fail in the first year, and then 30% failed by the second year, and 50% failed by the fifth year. So the odds are stacked against small businesses, and probably even more stacked against a woman-owned small business. So what year are you in now, Sadie?
I started my business September 12th, 2018.
Okay, so you are...
Well, I think a little over 3 years now.
20% threshold and 30% threshold. You're got one more year and you'll be there. So you passed two major hurdles. So that is something. So tell us how you were not part of that 20% statistics and that 30% statistic. Tell us how you got to your number 4.
Really?
I mean, what were the obstacles you had to overcome?
Well, you're very right. And I've always heard ever since I was little that if you're going to start a business, you really don't start making good money until the 3 to 5th year in your business, because it's just so hard to get it up on its feet and keep it going for the first, 3 years. So I did face a lot of challenges. I initially started off with residential and commercial cleaning. And when I did that, everything was going great my first year. I took all the information that B gave me, and I've never actually ever had any official training or schooling on how to run a business. I just kind of had to wing it and learn it myself, as I go. And when the pandemic hit, I lost all of my clients, all of my residential and commercial clients, because they were so scared. to have someone come in their house and clean because of COVID, and everyone was terrified. And initially, when I did start off my business as a residential and commercial cleaning business, I was going to school for crime scene cleaning because I was super interested in that type of cleanup. I knew that it paid way more, and I knew it was something that I needed to get into immediately. So I went to school not once, but twice, and I passed with flying colors. The second time I went to the Institute of Hands-On Training in Orlando with the IICRC at Aramco. And that was like a pivotal moment for me. And this was before, just to rewind, this was all before the pandemic that I went to school twice for crime scene cleaning. And that was a pivotal moment because it was like, as soon as I put that Tyvek suit on, I just knew that this is something that I was born to do. So when the pandemic hit, I really prayed to God and I said, God, what do you want me to do here? Am I literally just giving up my business that I just started? Am I going to be a failure? And that's something that the Marshalls don't do. Okay. We just don't have that in our blood. But it was really like, I had this conversation with God and I'm saying, what do you want me to do, God? And God said, I want you to email all of your old clients, tell them that you're never going to clean residential and commercial ever again, and that you've converted your business fully over to crime scene and extreme cleaning. And I said, God, wait a minute. How do I know if this is going to work? How do I know if I'm going to make money? Like, I'm really nervous. And God said, just listen to me and do it. And so I did. And during that 9 months that I didn't work, because they're literally, everyone was so scared to let you in their house to clean, I just built up my business. I continued to, get certifications and more awards and more certificates. And on the back end of crime scene cleaning, the business itself, it's a lot of moving parts, and it costs a lot of money to be a crime scene cleaner. So I had to, use money that I got from the SBA, which thank God for them during that time period. And I used my money wisely, and I completely pivoted and converted my business from residential and commercial cleaning to crime scene cleaning. And that's just kind of how it was. It was just kind of like, it's just time to jump off the cliff and you will fly. And I just had to trust in that. And
wow, this woman is amazing, isn't she, Peter? Yeah.
You have to cut me off because I will talk you to death. Okay.
No,
I mean, minutes. Go for it.
No, go for it. But I'm just listening. I had to say something because this is just amazing. Like, you are epitome of what a business is supposed to be. The growth, the resilience, in talking to God. We've all done it. I mean, it's amazing. I'm just so super, super proud of you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But it was the best thing I've ever done. With that choice and that decision was the best thing that I could have ever done. When you have that voice, your discerning spirit, God talking to you and telling you to do something, you should really listen.
And you are the poster child of success for the Family Self-Sufficiency program.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You are the epitome of what those programs were put together for, is for single moms like you who had a dream, who have, the toughness and the aspiration and the, unwillingness to quit, that just need the tools to step forward and find your way, and that you clearly have done that in spades. I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it takes capital to start any small business, some more than others. And clearly, when you pivoted from residential and commercial cleaning to crime scene cleaning and all the training and certifications that were required to do that, you mentioned the SBA. What were the sources of capital that you turned to initially to get your business started? And then when, in fact, you completely pivoted in terms of the direction of your cleaning and what was required?
So basically, I funded my business initially when I was doing commercial cleaning and residential cleaning just with my own money. I literally started with $150 of my own money. I even brought my own mop and vacuum, don't tell anybody, to people's houses. And I bought cleaning supplies and I bought all this stuff. And, and that's pretty much how I did it. But when we got into the crime scene cleaning and we were getting ready to pivot and completely convert my business, that's when the SBA was talking about, business loans that you can get. And they had all kinds of things that they were doing for business owners, grant money. And I would say if you're going to be in business, the best thing that you can invest in is a CPA, because they're going to help you with all of your financial information that you need. And I'll be honest with you, I am terrible at math. I mean, I will make an omission. I literally have maybe a second grade math level. Yes, I can make money and I can add and subtract and I can use the calculator. But when it comes down to actually knowing, my finances, and I don't know. And so I really thank God for my CPA. So any business owners that are looking to get any capital, definitely invest in a CPA so that you can, know your finances 100%, because you're not going to get any capital unless you have all your ducks in a row and all your papers filed and saved appropriately. So, yeah, I would say prepare for that, because the SBA or even HEDCO or any other places that you want to get capital from, they're going to ask for 1,000,001 documents. So never throw anything away. I mean, I honestly have file cabinets here, like a doctor or lawyer's office. I have file cabinets from even 15 years ago.
That's good. That's good. That's good. So, Sadie, tell us about this awesome TV show that you're on. What is the name of it and how did you get into it?
So it's a new TV series called Dirty Rotten Cleaners, and it's on A&E, the major TV network, Arts and Entertainment Network. And so I don't know, like I was trying to build my business brand and my logo as I went through, the first year or two of my business. And I really, if you look at my logo, it's very outlandish and like in your face, nobody else has my logo.
Show us the logo.
So it's the lady with the gas mask. Do I have it here in front of me?
It's on the booklet.
Oh, well, this is one of the logos right here. This is the original logo. But then we have the lady with the gas mask. Maybe you can like plug it in on the bottom or something. Someone can see it, or they can see it in the captions. But okay. I did get a lot of flack from even people within the city of New Haven that were like, you should tone it down. People that I knew, they were like, this is, too much out there. You should just be more conservative. And I didn't sit right with me, because I've always been someone that likes to stand out and be different from the rest. And I told them, I said, I really feel that that's the wrong way to go. I really want to keep my logo and keep my brand the way that it is. Well, that same logo and that same brand is how I got discovered by A&E. So they were, I guess, trying to create an extreme cleaning show, and they didn't know a lot about it. So they not only were trying to create it, but they wanted to interview extreme cleaners and crime scene cleaners to make sure they had the facts right. And they were going to develop the show and write it up and try to shop it around to major TV networks. And this was actually Blast Films that had gotten in touch with me through Facebook. And because of my logo and because of my brand. And so we went through about a year of interviews, and they just finally at the end, they said, we're going to have a conversation with you with some of the big executive producers. And we finally got A&E to buy the show. And I knew that they were having that phone Zoom conversation with me to let me know that they wanted me to be on TV. They weren't going to, have an executive producer get on the phone and tell me no. So I was so excited, and God had already told me a year ago when they first contacted me that we were going to be on TV and everything was going to work out. So I knew wholeheartedly that whole year that was going to happen. So in the end, that's how they found me. And within 2 months of them telling me, yes, we want you to be on the show, I had to go down to Florida and film the show. So it was pretty exciting.
That is exciting. That is very exciting.
That's great. Can you tell us when it will air, or has it already aired?
It has premiered in July. So you can go on demand on any cable platform. If it has A&E, then you're fine. And all you need to do is search the words Dirty Rotten Cleaners. and the show will come up. There's 8 episodes in the first series, and we are featured on episodes number 3, 7, and 8. So definitely watch all the episodes with my other co-stars, other amazing, extreme cleaning business owners. But definitely catch 3, 7, and 8 if you want to see Sadie's Pro Cleaning from New Haven, Connecticut.
By the way, is this the logo?
Yes, that's the logo I'm talking about.
I love it.
Actually,
I love it. I love your crew too. This is awesome.
Yeah. These are the guys that were on TV with me. Amazing crew, amazing people. Just overall, the experience itself was so positive, so rewarding, so awesome. And just the benefits that I have now from, being so well known on television for cleaning, I do not pay a dime for advertising. It's all word of mouth, or people have seen the show or have heard about me. So that's really, truly why I invested my money to go down there and film the show.
Awesome. So, you're a woman in this industry. Tell us about how you feel. Do you feel any different when you're working? Do you compare yourself with other professionals in their business that are men? And tell us about that experience.
It has been very hard as a woman and as a single mother to work in mainly a male's dominated world of restoration cleaning, biohazard cleaning. There's not too many women in this industry. The ones that are in this industry, I absolutely look up to. I've watched their videos thousands of times and took notes and learned so much, but it's hard because you have men that know everything, and, no disrespect to the men on the panel, but it's hard because women, we communicate so well, and then men are kind of like, like rocks when you're trying to communicate with them. So it's like, you got all this great communication and they don't give it back. And it's like, you kind of have to straighten them sometimes and say, listen, I need good communication to be able to work with you,
Yeah. I
So that's where it is with that. You just have to talk to them. And sometimes, most of the time they love you. And sometimes I don't know, they don't respect you, but I just go around them, go on to the next thing.
I think you're doing a great job. Keep doing what you're doing. You should be proud of yourself.
It's also been hard to have respect from the men that work for me, though. I can definitely say that, right now where I'm at this point in time, I have an amazing crew, awesome people. But it has been hard to gain respect from men that work for you.
Don't forget, you are paying them. So.
Oh yeah. That's why those men don't work for me anymore.
There you go. Yeah, that's where I was trying to get that.
Yeah.
So, as a successful entrepreneur, how has this changed your standard of living?
I can say that I am so grateful because I went from living more in the inner city, which is fine with me. I love the city. I can't be too far away from it because I'm a city girl. But living in the inner city for 10 years and being able to finally move to a really nice and safe neighborhood for me and my children, and to be able to even afford to do that. When you live somewhere for 10 years, you've got to move a lot of stuff. That costs a lot of money, And I've recently, been able to acquire a new commercial space, which is huge. And, we're really excited. We're going to move in there actually this weekend. And so, just stuff like that, like I'm not running my business out of my basement anymore. Now I have my commercial space where we can put my truck and all my tools. The neighborhood I live in now, I don't have to worry about a lot of inappropriate stuff that goes on in the inner city, such as, drug deals and, things like that, of that nature that just you're always kind of seeing as you're driving around the city. I don't have to look at that anymore. But, I feel safer. And overall, it's just been such a positive experience moving forward with my business. And my financial situation is so much better. So I'm so grateful.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes,
thank you. I can get my hair and nails done now whenever I want.
There you go.
That's a good thing. Before it was every few months,
What do you say to what would you say to another resident about starting their own business? I mean, what would your opening line be to them?
Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. When I tell you I had no income, zero income, nothing on Section 8, just the bare minimum. And now I can afford to feed my children. I can afford to pay my bills. And I'm still a single mother. I've been a single mother throughout the whole process. And it's very tough, but you can't be afraid. You just have to jump off the cliff. You actually have wings built into your back, but you don't know that. And people are telling you, jump, jump, jump. You're going to start to fly. Just go for it. What are you waiting for? Trust God.
How do your kids feel about their mom running their own business? I mean, how do they feel?
Honestly, and I'm not saying this just to be saying this, I really do look at them looking at me. And they look at me like a superhero. They really do. They're like, wow, my mom is tough. Like she gets up every morning and she's got construction combat boots on and, the big yellow highlighter jacket on. And I love that jacket. Okay. People are always trying to get me to take that ugly jacket off. And I'm like, no, I earned this highlighter.
I like that too. I see you wearing it. I like it. Now listen.
But they look at me like, wow, my mom is so tough. And they look at the progress that we've done, that we've made in our own home from where we were then and where we are now. And I'm able to take them places and let them enjoy life a little more, like the aquarium and different places. So they actually have such a profound amount of respect for me that I probably could have never have gotten unless I have done this. So I'm grateful.
That's amazing. What's in store for you the next 1 year, the next 2 years? What do you have planned?
My goal this year is to make at least $150,000. And that's my goal. Also this year, my goal is to completely phase out with Section 8 and also buy my first home. And, since I just got my new commercial space, I signed a 2-year lease. I'm just going to relax. And, it's really great rent. I'm just going to have that space for the next 2 to 4 years. But in the meantime, I need to get a house for me and my children that's ours. And then I can worry about paying for my own commercial space and buying my commercial space, which I'm excited for. And all of these things, I can just feel it at the tip of my tongue. That's how close that I am to achieving those goals right there. And the reason being that I'm so confident about achieving these goals is because of the milestones and the huge barriers that God has just pushed me right through. And if he can do that, buying a house and making $150,000, that's nothing. That's nothing.
So on that note, share with us your most significant accomplishment and your most challenging disappointment and how you overcame it.
Significant accomplishment within the business?
Yeah, in your life since you made this step.
That's a good question. Let me think for 3 seconds.
That's fine. I'm guessing your biggest challenge was changing a business model when the pandemic hit, right?
That exactly was it. My biggest challenge is just trying to gain traction to where now I'm finally making the money that we deserve to be paid. Because in the beginning, you have to do a lot of favors. Sometimes you're cleaning for next to nothing because you just want the content to put on your website or your social media pages so that people will follow you and people will want your services because they're seeing the work that you're doing. So that's been the biggest challenge for me. Yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So for those of us that are listening and saying, wow, what an awesome lady. How do we get in touch with her? Tell us a bit about how we can get in touch with you.
Okay, so you can call me at any time or text me at 1-833-77-SADIE, SADIE. So 1-833-77-SADIE, that's the business line. We have another business line, which is 203-350-9464. And you can always go on my website, which is www.sadiesprocleaning.com. And if you're just on Google, just Google us, Sadie's Pro Cleaning, or just type in crime scene cleaners near me and we'll pop up. And from there, you'll see pages and pages of all kinds of content that we have, a lot of before and after videos of all of the work that we've done. So you can find me on Google, Sadie's Pro Cleaning.
That's awesome. Jimmy, I watched Jimmy with such proudness, almost as though, yeah. And so, Jimmy, we talked about this all the time, the work that you do, the work that Elm City does, the work that we've done together, it really does make a difference. And I, for one, am such honored to have, met you, and I am super excited that you've accomplished so much, and God bless you, and you continue to accomplish things.
Thank you so much. And like I said, you're one of my top favorite people on the planet, and you will always be. And I'm so grateful that I got to meet you, not just for the opportunity with the business program, but just you as a person are just such a wonderful lady. And I looked up to you in so many ways. Like I tell everyone, that's my business mentor, I mean, you've just you being you has motivated me and to be just like you. And I remember saying to myself at the office when you were helping me set up the LLC, and I remember saying to myself, V is a licensed general contractor for both the city and the state. And I am going to be a licensed general contractor for the city and the state. And the reason being is because of you. And I didn't even know what that was before I met you. And I mean, to even just get that accomplishment, I just thought of you and I was like, wow, I'm like V now. And I was so excited.
I think now, there's a whole generation that's going to look at you and say, oh my gosh, Sadie did this. So we can do this. And I think that at the end of the day, that is what it's all about, that pay it forward. And
exactly.
You've done an amazing job. And I know that you will continue to do so.
Thank you so much. And I just want to say that, who am I? I have been through so much in life. And I know that God prepared me to be where I'm at today. And that's why I went through what I went through. But I'm nobody. If I can do it, anybody else can. I know that they can. So don't let anything stop you or get in your way from just starting and going. Just keep going. Just keep going. Take it, day by day, baby steps. Do one little thing today, one little thing tomorrow, and that's it. You can accomplish anything that you put your mind to if you put God first. And if you have good mentors in your life, such as yourself, V, that's all you need. And definitely, if you have the chance and you're in the FSS program, take the resident-owned business program because it truly will change your life.
Jimmy and Peter and I, we put this script together. And we designed this whole script at the beginning about women and minorities and Hispanics. And we sent the script to you, Sadie. And Sadie reads it and called me and she goes, V, I'm white, right? I said, whoa, you're white.
I know. I was reading the script and it was basically putting me as Latina. And I was like, that's cool.
I didn't want to Latina.
It's been challenging, though, even as a single mother, a white woman. And as you know, everyone that works for me is of color. White people at my business are the minority. And I do feel a little bit of people kind of, I would say, concerned. They don't say it out loud, but I can see it through their eyes, and we pull up and it's me and like everyone that's working for me is of color and we're getting out the truck and we're, it's like they get nervous and it's like, but once they get to know us and they know, we're truly there to help people, then all that goes out the door. But I stand in my truth and I'm going to be who I am.
Sadie, it is such an honor to have you on our podcast today and to have met you. And you really are truly an inspiration to anybody that listens to this.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys for having me. Thank you.
And from there,
we're all inspired. And I think that you're looking for a home. I think we can all say, yes, in my backyard.
YIMBY Nation.
There you go.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And for that, we end our YIMBY Nation episode with Sadie Professional Cleaning Services, an amazing woman. Thank you, Sadie, for joining us today.
Thank you, V.
Thanks for joining us and listening to today's episode of YIMBY Nation. Continue the conversation in your communities and on social using hashtag YIMBY Nation. Connect with V at www.vaseconstruction.com. Connect with Jimmy at www.sincereconsulting.com. And connect with Peter by searching Collaborative Development Consulting on LinkedIn.com. Please leave us a rating and review on your favorite podcast platform so we can continue helping communities thrive. Email us at contact@yimbynation.com or visit the podcast website at www.yimbynation.com. Until next time.